everybody's sleeping, but that's what it looks like at midnight. It's beautiful.
Yep, we look rode hard and put away wet, but I feel like we've earned every piece of that dirt. That's our tailpipe. Yeah. All right, right here we have bear versus crow. There was some roadkill in the middle of the road, and I guess they were going to fight over it.
He's right there looking at me. There he is. Oh, that's a good shot. The roads between the Yukon going into Alaska and coming out are just the absolute worst. I guess the best analogy I could give you is going on like a wild safari ride. You'll go through where it's just straight up gravel and a whole bunch of divots, dimples everywhere. You can't avoid them. You just got to keep going. If I'm doing 40, I'm lucky. So as you can see, there is no shoulder. It's just straight up drop. So RVs, this van, if you don't have it nailed down, it's coming down. That's the best thing I can tell you. My solar plug came out. I was wondering why I wasn't getting any solar. We're being escorted by a pilot for construction, and it is dusty as hell.
Would you ever consider a solo trip to Alaska and back? Some people think that it's awesome that I'm doing this, and others think I'm crazy. Might be the latter. I don't know. I always like to feature kind people that I meet on the road and give them their flowers, especially those with fur babies. Check this one out with the sidecar. I can't.
All right, so I think I am at Kluane Lake. It's not the same site that Kim and I met, but I had to get a shot of this because it's breathtaking. Look at this. The sun's like right in my face. Look at that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is Kluane Lake. Kluane. So if I'm not pronouncing that right, you know, my apologies, Canada, Yukon. There's the Hulk. Hulk is filthy. But I think if I go down that way and wrap around, I think I'll probably hit where I was, because there's like a little, it's almost like a little beach kind of front area that you can walk down. So I'm gonna try and find that, and I'll camp there for tonight. But yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Another Bob Ross painting. And it's windy as hell. All right, let's keep it moving. I'm just admiring the steam that's coming off that. It's just giving it like this extra effect. This is also, well, maybe this is Kluane Lake. I'm getting confused, y'all. I've been all over the place. This is where I met Kim, at this particular location, and where I had Fifi off leash for a little bit. But there's too many people here, so I'm not going to do that. Even though there's nobody on the beach. But yeah, we're going to do that. I'll let her run around a little bit later. But look at that. Let me see if I can. It's just amazing. Canada,
in Alaska. I've gotten some pretty decent rocks. We have a big tree, and what I wanted to do was to, when people come over, what I wanted to do is to have them paint a rock, put their name on it, the year, it's just their own little thing, and put it by the tree. So, yeah, I want to paint some rocks and do that. That should be interesting. I think that'll be fun. Good girl. Now get out of those bugs. There's like swarms of gnats that you just walk into. Come on, Fifi. Come on, let's go. You don't know what to do, right? And these flies are huge. What do you want to do, Fifi? Huh? This girl, they say poodles like water, but I'm gonna say not this poodle. I'm trying to see what she does. She's like, I don't think so. She's not that brave. It's a leaf that she's looking at. Come on, Fifi. You still eyeballing that leaf, right? I would let it go if I were you. Come on. It's currently midnight in the Yukon. Everybody's sleeping, but that's what it looks like at midnight. It's beautiful. Alright, so I'm going through another construction part, and a truck just passed me, and this is the loose gravel, and it kicks up so much dust that at certain points you can't even see like the edge of the road. You have to just back off. So again, take their construction and their signs very seriously. I don't know how many miles this goes, but I know it goes a hot minute. But everyone that goes past, like if you're directly behind somebody, you got to definitely back off because it kicks up so much dust you can't see where the road ends, and that's not a good thing. See that big old dust cloud up there? That's that truck that I let pass me. Now imagine if I was behind him. That's one vehicle kicking up all that. You see that? Like, look at this. That's crazy. So take it to heart when you see that it says loose gravel and extreme dust. Definitely take that to heart. Woohoo! I make it to the Yukon Visitor Center. Now here's a cool mention. They have the entire map of the Yukon on the floor. And my guide must have waited all week to unload his knowledge onto me on this day.
The non-First Nations people, they got on deck, they raised their hands, basically saying, we don't want to fight, we don't want to fight.
Yeah.
Or, well, their interpreter said that because there's only one that can speak it. And so they said, we don't want to fight, we don't want to fight, or how they said it in the Tlingit way. And so the Tlingits, they were uneasy about them, but unsure, so they slightly lowered their weapons, slightly lowered their guard, but still had the guard up. Because these people, they never knew them. They were pale as ghosts back in the day, with the guns, clothing, pots, pans, sugars, salt, peppers. So it was Jack Dalton and a few other people, and then with the man with the sharp teeth and the beaver tail hat, and with the man with the crow head. That's basically talking about our
Shortly after, I have to start explaining to him that the van is running and my dog is in the car, and it's been about 45 minutes now. But again, super sweet guy.
Just right here, she's showing about how we still having our culture slightly with,
I love that.
and just still having sharing our culture with this day and everything.
Now, these souvenirs were obscure and extremely interesting. Who would ever think to use moose hair and fish scales? In hindsight, I should have bought one. Oh my goodness, the best fish and chips I've ever had in my life. And it came on recipe paper. I thought that was really interesting. Now, because of my handy dandy maps, I knew that I would be driving the highest I had driven this entire trip in order to get to Haines. So I had to go up and then back down the mountain so that I could cross over again into the border of Alaska. So I just needed to do this one time, and it was rough, but I did it. I definitely did it. This is truly a trip for the soul. You have a lot of time to think and reflect. Man, it's both lonely and peaceful driving down this highway. It's hard to describe the feeling. All I can do is capture it. But thank you for having me, Canada. I appreciate all the Canadians. It was such a wonderful experience to come to Canada for the first time. I think I'll be back though, but at a lower altitude, of course. Now, just a little inside information. Where I had to catch this ferry, I had to go out of Alaska to travel down through the Yukon in order to get back into the lower area of Alaska to take that ferry. So that's why I'm doing all of this. At this point, I'm just so high up in the mountains that you could actually walk up to them. And yes, I was in avalanche area at this point. It's almost like its own ecosystem here. It's an experience that I will never forget, and I will never want to do again. Because I am truly living my own fear factor right now. You know, like that show that used to be on? Yeah, this is it. Except I'm not getting paid to do it, I'm paying for it. But I can't deny the absolute beauty. Seriously though, Canada and Alaska, what do you guys have against guardrails? I'm just saying.
Good thing they got those cones there, huh?
So we're back in Alaska, and I am at some sort of a little rest area. Of course, there's Fifi. She smells the hot dogs, but I'm trying to get her to understand it's hot over there. This is where I'm gonna see if I can hang out until the ferry leaves on Tuesday. So I'll go there tomorrow and get as much information as I can.
beautiful day in the neighborhood. Haines, Alaska. And I'm not mad at it. It took a lot for me to get here, but it's beautiful. I think this is the most I'll stay in one spot. Before it was just like one day. But I'll be here for 2 consecutive nights and then going to the ferry to get information tomorrow because supposedly I can take a ferry. I'm on a waiting list, so we're going to see how that works out.
Now, one thing I did notice is that when I was in Alaska and in Canada, a lot of people don't have their dogs on leashes. So, hey, when in Rome, I guess especially if your dog is pretty good off leash and isn't a threat. So I let Fifi off the leash for a little while. Speaking of off leash, now this is Yodi. He happened to be at the van, just, I guess, soaking up some shade. And his dad was down the hill, and he would just kind of roam around. Fifi made a new friend. He was such an adorable dog. Here's a picture of Fifi and I following Yodi and his dad because we needed to borrow a hammer. Zach is an experienced hiker and climber and comes to Haines, Alaska every year to do exactly that.
Today's my last day on land with the Hulk in Haines, Alaska. Tomorrow, the sun's like right in my face. Tomorrow, we're going to be taking the ferry to Bellingham, Washington. It's going to take us about 3 days. Me, Fifi, and the Hulk. So it's going to take all 3 of us. Fifi has to stay in the van. I'll get a lot of documentation from that, as far as how much it costs, everything like that. But I've had a really nice time here. This has been the most relaxing, actually, from this entire trip. Oh, God. Anyway, I don't have a mic, and it's really windy out here. But, again, that's my view. And then there's Fifi. I wanted to keep her off these rocks. I'm standing on these big boulders. So I kind of have her wrapped around that one because I did not want her following me up here and breaking a leg.
Ships are very frequent here. This is one of the more colorful ones that I've seen. But it's cute, it's colorful. Now, I have never experienced happy tears until this very day.
It is official. I am confirmed to get on that ferry tomorrow morning. The woman behind the desk, who was very super sweet, said that I could line up at 2 a.m. And you know what? I will be here at 2 a.m. I'm very excited. So, ferry, here I come. 2 a.m. I will be here.
It's about 2:30 in the morning on Tuesday, and I am here in lane 3. I am not playing. I am getting on this ferry. I'm behind the Sprinter van, and I guess we'll be boarding over there to the left. So to be continued.